Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Whatever the Weather Is, supplying you with the best entertainment gossip. Today, I'm joined by Britain's Got Talent 2017 finalist Becky Jordan. Hello, Becky. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. So, we're back in another lockdown. What's it like where you are right now, and what have you been doing to pass the time?
So it's really the same here as it is everywhere else. Just everywhere's closed and no one's really been able to do anything. I've been trying to stay positive and be grateful for the things that I have. And so I try and think every day in the morning just what I'm grateful for to have. I've been trying to go on more walks, especially with my dog, just because I think it's good to, go outside, get some exercise, get some fresh air, and it really takes your mind off everything. And
Yeah,
other than that, I've just been doing some university work.
yeah. Have you been able to stay in contact with the other Mersey Girls? Have you met up socially distanced, or have you not been able to do that?
I think we have, not in this recent lockdown, but we have tried to sort of meet up, and it's been a couple of people's birthdays. So whenever it's someone's birthday, we kind of like go around, give them their present, but stay socially distanced, of course, just to be able to see each other. But it's still really difficult when all you want to do is give your friends a hug.
I know. Of course, it's Julia's birthday as we're talking now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. As I mentioned, you're on Britain's Got Talent. So tell us about that and how did it change your life?
Yeah, so going on Britain's Got Talent, really our first goal was just to give Julia her last chance to dance before she was going to get fusion surgery. We never thought about getting the golden buzzer or going through or anything like that. And we've all been performing since we were really little. So to us, it was just an amazing opportunity to perform in front of a massive audience and for it to be like filmed and put on TV as well. It was crazy. And it was just one of the best experiences any of us have ever had, especially Julia, because it gave her not only an opportunity to dance more than she thought that she would be able to, but also to raise awareness about scoliosis and really like inspire people in that way. I think a lot of people with scoliosis feel like they can't really do much because of what they have. But I think she's been able to kind of tell people, don't let what you have stop you from doing what you love to do. And I think that was a really important thing for us as well.
Yeah, that message definitely came across when I watched your auditions because one of my friends, she's got scoliosis. It's not as bad as Julia, but she's got a bit of it. And she still dances, she still does cheerleading and everything like that. So it just goes to show that you can just put your mind to it. So do you have any
Yeah, exactly.
secrets about Britain's Got Talent? Like who's funnier, Ant or Dec?
Oh, honestly, they are exactly the same on TV as they are in real life. I remember we were in the final and you do a run through of the show just to tell people where they're going to stand on their day and how it's going to go and what happens if you get through or not type thing. And they kept on looking at us. So Britain's Got Talent at that time for the practice did it in a way where the youngest kids like got through in the practice because they were more likely to not understand what to do next. And we were one of the youngest groups, but we didn't like make it through on the practice. But they kept looking at us like you're next type thing. And we just had like this connection with them because they're so nice. They were some of the nicest people I've ever met. And when you're speaking to them, it feels like you're more of a friend rather than like someone that's just met them. I think that's really important, especially in the entertainment industry. And they're just amazing people.
Yeah, they seem like really genuine stars. And it seems like you built up a good relationship with the judging panel as well, especially like Simon, because obviously he helped Julia. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely. So again, with the judges, we didn't get to speak to them as much. Obviously, they'll be quite busy preparing for the show and everything. But when we did get to speak to them, they were just saying how proud they were of us, especially Simon and Alicia were sort of the main judges that spoke to us. Obviously, Simon helped with Julia's surgery and Alicia got us the golden buzzer. And ever since then, they have been so supportive of us, even still. And so sometimes, we might post something on social media and we'll always thank those two because we really feel like they have helped us get to where we are.
Yeah, definitely. So now that you've sort of put your dancing on TV with the other girls, would you consider it as a job, or is there something else that you'd like to do and keep dancing in the background?
Well, I've been dancing since I was 5, so I definitely love to keep dancing no matter what. But I'm also at university studying psychology. And so it really depends if I find a field that I love in psychology. As a whole, I love it at the moment. It's honestly, just adore doing it and just learning about it. I find it really interesting. But then whenever we get the chance to perform, I love doing that as well. So I'd really just like to kind of keep them both going. I guess I'd have my main job in psychology, but dance whenever I get the chance to as well.
Yeah. So what was your favourite dance on that you did on Britain's Got Talent? Because I really loved the one that you did on the Champions, because that was just, I loved it.
Well, I love them all for sort of different reasons. The one that we did in the Christmas show really recently, I love that because we got to be a lot more creative with it and it was just a lot of fun. But I love Scars You're Beautiful that we did in the Champion show. I think that is probably one of my favourite dances I've ever done in my whole entire life.
Yeah, it's got a nice message with it as well. And didn't you dance with Callum Scott in the Christmas show? Well, not he didn't dance, but he sang.
Yeah, he sang for us and we danced to his song You Are the Reason, which is such a beautiful song because I remember watching his audition, because obviously I watched the show anyway. I remember watching his audition and he's amazing and I love that song. So being able to perform to it on with him singing it was incredible.
Yeah. Now, one thing that I love about you and the Mersey Girls is the friendship, and it really comes across in the way that you perform. And I think that's really important to show like the true side as best you can. What's the one thing that keeps you going in life?
That's a difficult question because even though we are all super close friends, we have been for years, we will have our disagreements over a dance, as every performer does, because you all have different strengths and you all want to try different things. But we always put our friendship over performing. I think that's important. With a lot of groups, they're not actually friends, they're just sort of friends for the camera, but we're actually friends behind the scenes as well all the time. And so if, say, someone needed to have a break or didn't want to do an event because they were stressed out about other things, we wouldn't make them do the event. We would always give them that opportunity to have a rest, because we just think that our friendship is a lot more important than performing. Even though performing is obviously really important to us, we'll just always remember that our friendship definitely comes first in every situation.
Yes, I think it's really important to keep a friendship, especially in like the music industry and the dance industry, because if the friendship doesn't really work, then the career probably won't work either. So
No, exactly.
do you have like one style of dance that you like to stick to, or do you enjoy discovering new styles?
I enjoy doing them all, but I'd say that my strongest is lyrical contemporary. I just feel like I can be more creative with that and I can let my body go and not have to think too much about technique like you have to do in ballet or something like that. But I love pushing myself with other styles that I don't really do too much. So things like commercial, I don't really do that too much, but I love performing it as well. But I'd say that our strongest as a group as well will be lyrical contemporary.
Yeah, I really like. Is that the style that you've done on like Britain's Got Talent and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the style.
yeah. Because I'm a dancer as well, and my mum wanted me to be a ballerina when I was younger, but no, I'm not. I'm no way a ballerina. I do.
Theme on it.
Yeah, I do ballroom and Latin. So like I'm more the Latin type, because I graceful has never been a word used to describe me. I trip over anything, like my own feet. I trip up the stairs rather than I trip down the stairs.
I'm the same, honestly. I don't know why my mum thought that I could do ballet.
So one thing that I'm interested in is, how do you choreograph the Mersey Girl routines? Like, do you all do it? Do you all bring in ideas, or is one person the main choreographer, or how do you do it?
So we all obviously, I'm sure but for those that don't know, we choreograph all of our own dances. And so what we tend to do is we put the song onto what we're performing to, and we just kind of, maybe like by ourselves or if we meet as a group, we just kind of listen to the music, discuss ideas that we want to do, And someone might have an idea, so then we'll all listen, and then someone else might have an idea. So say two people have an idea for the start, we'll all listen and we can decide to do like one idea and then the other one later on in the dance. So we all just get these ideas and sort of come together, and we just kind of start, honestly, we just start messing around, and if something looks good, we just put it in. So some of it is planning and some of it is just being inspired by the music in that moment.
Yeah, that's the best way. So obviously music inspires dancing. Who are your favourite singers and bands to listen to?
Oh, I love music. I'll listen to music every single day. I'm trying to think who's my favorite. I love everyone. I love Billie Eilish at the moment. Like one of her kind of new songs that just come out, and what she's doing with like trying different styles and incorporating that into our music is insane. Love a bit of Shawn Mendes as well. He's been one of my favorites for a while. In terms of like bands and stuff, after Britain's Got Talent, someone from the Vamps, James, got in touch and he was like, oh, I saw your audition. Basically, do you want to come and watch one of our shows? So we were invited into like the family section to watch their shows. It was so much fun. And I'm so grateful for them. I love them. They're so nice.
That sounds amazing. I'm kind of jealous. The Vamps was
Honestly.
actually like the second concert I saw, and it was actually quite good.
Really?
I went with my mum down at like the Bournemouth International Centre. It was really cool. The first concert I saw was One Direction, and like I was a massive One Direction fan back then. I mean, I'm still a fan now, but my music has evolved. I'm pretty obsessed with Take That. I don't know if you like their music.
I like Take That. I wouldn't say that I'm like their number one fan, but I'm definitely a fan of their music.
Yeah. So what would you say that your main goals for the group are? Like, where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
I think we just want to, you know, keep performing whenever we can, and definitely keep inspiring people to just go out there and try new things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's okay as well. But just to not let anything stop you, because a lot of the time we get scared that we're going to fail, or we get scared that, you know, something bad's going to happen. But if you don't try, you'll never know. It really is true. So we just try and say, like, just go out there and do what you love and don't let anything hold you back.
So what advice would you give to someone who wants to audition for Britain's Got Talent but is way too scared? In other words, myself.
Absolutely. Do it. It was so much fun, and everyone there is really nice, especially the runners. So they're kind of the people that, you know, tell you where to go, tell you what's going on, but they're normal people. Everyone there is just a normal person, and they want you to do well, because if you do well, they can like put you on their show, and then they can like see you progress, and that's good for their TV essentially. So they want you to do well and they want you to succeed. So just go for it. And if they say no, they say no. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah,
Like, it will honestly be fun.
At least you get to meet Ant and Dec. That's how I look at it.
Exactly. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But at least you get to meet Ant and Dec, and they're really nice as well.
Yeah, I was so happy when Ant returned to Britain's Got Talent that year. It was probably one of the specialist moments in showbiz.
No, I understand that. I think he's just like made to be on TV with Dec.
Yeah. So how did you choose the other 5 members after becoming a 3?
So with the other 5 members, we've known them for a while as well. We all went to the same dance school, which is Hoylake School of Dance. And we obviously, like I said before, we always put friendship first. So we wanted people that we were actually friends with again, like we were before with Annie and Poppy. We wanted friends. And so our main point was like, who do we know that would love like to dance with us, would like to do all the events, and who are we like really close friends with? And so we kind of went through a few people and we were like, let's ask these 5 people and see what they say, because obviously we don't want to force them into something they don't want to do. And they all said yes. And then it kind of just evolved from there. It was originally just going to be the champion show. Britain's Got Talent got in touch. They were like, if you can like find some more people to dance with you, because we don't think it will work as a 3. And they were definitely right, because if it was just us 3 on stage, it would be a bit bare and it just wouldn't be as good. So we got the girls and we were like, Britain's Got Talent have got in touch for us to do this event. Would you like to join us? And they were like, yeah. And then from then we've just done loads of events together and it's been so much fun.
Yeah, so it literally would have been a female version of Take That if you didn't get the other 5 members. There's only 3 of them. So
Yeah, exactly.
do you find it better with like a bigger group of people, working with a bigger group?
I think it's definitely easier to do sort of different patterns, and it fills out the stage more, so things can like look more impressive, I guess.
Yeah, and I feel like there's less pressure on, like, do you feel pressured to coming up, like contributing in the choreographing? But I suppose because there's more of you, then it's sort of spread out.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that any of us feel pressured that we have to come up with something, because there'll always be one person that'll be like, I had this idea, and then we just evolve from there. But it is better just to have more people just kind of there to give in ideas. And it is also good for, say, if someone can't do an event or something, there will still be lots of us to do the event, and so we can change the patterns around really easily.
Because didn't you perform with Johnny Orlando at a festival? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, that was at the CVVC Summer Social.
How was that?
That was amazing. That was one of the first events we really did after Britain's Got Talent. When we did it in 2017, that was like the first thing the summer after. We got to perform with Johnny Orlando, Mackenzie Ziegler, and Bars and Melody, and we got to do our own set. It was insane, honestly. It was so much fun. And we got to do sort of a different style that wasn't lyrical contemporary. It was more like a commercial style, which, like I said before, isn't my strongest, but I still had a lot of fun doing it. And I felt like I got more confident from doing that show with them.
Are you still in contact with anyone that was on your series?
Maybe a few people. We don't talk every day, but when we saw a couple of people at the Christmas special, we'll go and speak to them, and they'll speak to us, and we'll sort of have a catch up. Everyone's really friendly, especially from our series. We found that everyone was just there to sort of have a good time, have a laugh and just perform together. And it wasn't really like a competition. It was just more like a show.
Yeah, everyone just seems really friendly with each other. And I think the thing about Britain's Got Talent is you can make friends through liking like an act. I mean, I was friends with Amber before that, but we sort of reconnected through our love of Mersey Girls. I think that's the great thing about being in a fandom.
Yeah, exactly. So we always see people that are like, thank you to you guys, because if you weren't a group, I wouldn't have been friends with like this person and this person. And it's so cool to have like a little fandom. I mean, we don't like to say that we've got fans because I don't know, we don't feel like famous enough. We're not like A-list celebrities, do you know what I mean? But it is cool to be able to see people just connect and just sort of get on, because there's so many people in the world, and you never think that you're gonna like meet someone that likes the same things that you do, and then you do, and you're like, wow, like I didn't know that you existed a couple years ago, and now we're like best friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think you'd be doing if you hadn't chose dancing?
I'd probably still be at university, because that was sort of always a sort of dream that I wanted to do and wanted to pursue and see how it went. I probably wouldn't be as confident in myself, I would say, because I think before we went on Britain's Got Talent, I was sort of gaining my confidence, but I was still doubting myself a lot. Whereas now I'm just like, I don't really care what other people think. I'm going to do, what makes me happy. And if other people don't like that, they don't like that. You're always going to have someone that disagrees with you, maybe doesn't think that you're very good, which you get a couple of sort of negative comments. But I think we've learned that not everyone in life is going to like you, and that's okay. Just keep doing what you love, and if you're happy, then that's really the most important thing that should be happening in your life.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're happy doing what you're doing, no one can tell you that you're not successful.
Exactly.
That's the most important things. Now, Becky, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I wish you all the best for the future. And
you too.
so, listeners, come back in 2 weeks' time for the next episode, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode with Becky. Bye, Becky.